Hello and welcome to another virtual assembly. Today's virtual assembly will reflect on the announcement made by Boris Johnson to the country just over a week ago. The government and their scientific advisors, as I'm sure you heard, are now starting to feel that it's safe to start to open up parts of the country. Some industries are returning to work. Now, this doesn't mean that the virus has gone away. Sadly, people are still getting infected by it, and tragically, people are still dying. We are now being asked to stay alert. To me, that means that we need to read all the guidance and think carefully about how we act when we're outside of our house. The advice remains that you should try and stay at home as much as possible, that when you're out you need to make sure you keep 2 meters apart, and that you wash your hands regularly. Make sure you read that guidance and think very, very carefully about it. But I want you to continue with the home learning that we've been sending home and that I know lots of you have been engaging with. Keep up the good work. And thank you to those that have sent in some examples of how you've been embracing these opportunities to our Twitter account. It's been fantastic to see, and I hope you're all having a look and being impressed by each other's work. Now, Year 9 next week is a really exciting week because you're going to receive a letter from school that will tell you which courses you'll study during your GCSE years, so during your Year 10 and your Year 11. Look carefully at those. You should be really excited about it. It's the first time you've had a say in your timetable and you can follow the subjects that you've got a passion for. Now, I'm sure it was a very strange week for Year 11 and for Year 6 last week. Year 11s, you would have been starting your GCSE exams that you've worked so hard for, and Year 6s, you would have been finishing your SATs that I know you've worked really hard for as well. I'm sure it felt really strange, and I'm sure you still feel disappointed that you're not going to get a chance to show what you know to the examiners. But to Year 11, I'll say this. I don't need your exam results to tell me how amazing you are, and to tell me how much amazing progress you've made since 2014 when you joined us. I know that you've developed your knowledge and skills. I know that you know more and that you can do more. I know that you've got strong characters that will set you up well for the next stage in your lives. And I know that you can continue to show your creativity and your imagination. Well done. Now, I have a Year 6 student with me here today, Ruby, my daughter,
Hi.
who goes to school in Cheshire East. So, Ruby, as a Year 6 student, what are you missing most about primary school?
Doing the SATs and fun end of year school trips and all of my friends.
Okay. What sort of school trips are we going to go on?
One was 5 nights and there was a load of fun climbing stuff.
And what are you looking forward to about going to secondary school?
Making new friends and going to McDonald's after school.
Not every day.
No.
But whilst you've been engaging with the home learning, embracing these opportunities, which is fantastic, I know that this isn't perfect. I know that this isn't what any of us want to be doing. We can't meet with friends. We can't meet with all of our families. Year 11 and Year 6, you didn't get to have those celebration events that you've worked so hard for and that you deserved, and I know you've been looking forward to. You can't go into school to see your teachers and support staff. These are dark times. But these times will pass. We will meet again, and you will be ready to learn, you'll be respectful and safe, and you'll be continuing to embrace all the opportunities that the County High School Lethbridge offers for you. So as it says there, sunshine follows thunder. But what will that sunshine look like? I'm going to talk briefly about 2 important historical events that you could describe as thunder, and then look at what happened after them. Look at what did the sunshine look like that followed that thunder. And those events are the end of World War I and the end of World War II. Now, I know that Mr. Oldham, Mr. Williams and Mr. Lennon will be able to describe in much more detail and much clearer these events. But let's just think carefully about what happened at the end of World War I and the end of World War II. In 1918, at the end of World War I, there was parties, there was decadence, there was the Roaring Twenties, followed by the Great Depression of 1929, and an environment which led to the Second World War. In 1945, at the end of World War II, education for all became. The welfare state was born. It was a more equal society. The Marshall Plan rescued Europe and helped get it back on its feet, and there's been 75 years of peace in Europe. Will we go back to how we were before? Or will we make it a better world and a better society? We have the answers to those questions. And that brings me to the end of today's assembly. And today's song is by Oasis. It was released over 25 years ago and it's called Some Might Say. Look after yourselves and I'll see you all soon.